Hello and welcome to Cali Legends Media. Before I begin, of course, I want to thank all the subscribers, all of you who watch the videos, like the videos, and hit that hype button. I really appreciate each and every one of you. It's made a big difference with my channel. I couldn't even describe the differences. So I really appreciate whenever you guys like a video that you press that hype button. Okay, so I wanted to do a real quick video on what's going on right now with a few content creators talking about what the blacks said a long time ago, not only Whack-Ass 100, but this other individual or whatever, I don't know. Now, from what I understand, somebody said he snitched or whatever. I don't know. I haven't seen no paperwork. So if somebody's that worried about it, they should bust out that paperwork and so we can know what's being talked about. Because in reality, I guess this guy's an OG and he's got a lot of people behind him. You know what I mean? But before I go on, I'm going to say something right here. Okay. And this might really catch the attention of everybody that's involved with all of this back and forth about who can snitch and who can't snitch and who snitched already and all this other bullshit, okay? Now look, besides there not being any paperwork, I understand that a couple of channels have been threatened to be taken down, okay? And other channels have received emails to remove their videos about this person. Now, how did YouTube find out about them? Did somebody go sniveling and crying to somebody, or did somebody tell that videos were being made about them and they wanted to these people to cease and desist, and or did some magic email just float into the YouTube management asking for these channels to be addressed? Somebody went and told, because telling is telling. It doesn't matter if you tell a security guard. It doesn't matter if you tell a neighbor that got his stereo stolen and you're telling them who took it. Telling is telling, okay? So somebody told, but let's move on from there, okay? About all these Mexicans that are allowed to snitch, okay? Now, where I think the confusion is coming from, okay, is this. The yards have changed, you know that, okay? It's obvious to everybody that there's more SNY yards than there are general population. So that tells me that there's more people that are more likely to snitch and do things that somebody coming from general population would not do. Why? Because they've thrown their careers away and they don't care what anybody thinks. They're in a safe place. And if you do something to them, they're going to tell. Especially if they're out of prison. Why not? Because if you go to these yards and stuff, I believe that you learn different rules to go about your life and about your business, you know. I still believe, even though that I'm not active in the streets and I'm not, all about the business and all that out in the streets, it doesn't matter, man. I know right from wrong. I grew up a certain way, and I know you don't be telling on anybody or speaking on things to any type of enforcement. Obviously, the YouTube enforcement company or people from YouTube have gotten involved and have actually addressed these channels. Somebody told, and I include that in telling, you know. Now, back to this SNY deal. Somebody made a comment that there's no more 1 and 2 yards that are not SNY, that they're all SNY or 50-50 yards, whatever you want to call them, okay? The only yards that are still GP and good are level 3 and 4 yards. And even they have their yards that are SNY. Most of the population, most of the people are SNY, and that's just the way it is. So if there's people telling, yeah, there's blacks telling, Mexicans telling, whites telling, Native Americans telling. It's just individuals who tell. It's not everybody is allowed to tell. You do that and you're in a general population yard and you're with the business active 100%, you're not going to tell. You're going to get put to sleep. Everybody knows that. That hasn't changed, you know. So I think the brothers are getting a bad impression for people that have said things, and who knows, maybe we're getting a bad impression for people that say things too. You know, it's not that the blacks are allowed to tell or that the Mexicans are allowed to tell. It's that certain people are going to tell, and there's nothing that anybody can do until they get into certain situations where if that comes out, there will be ramifications. And, you know, the truth is, I know circumstances where brothers have went to court and testified and not a damn thing happened, you know. And to be very honest with you, I'm not just talking out the side of my neck, man. To be honest with you, I don't know of any Mexicans that get away with that. Not one. If they're exposed and people know, it's gonna go down. Unless it's an SNY yard, unless it's some dropout or something, you know. And even then, if people find out and they're in the wrong place, they're gonna get spanked too. You know, it is what it is. Those are the rules of the streets that are neighborhoods that are active, the individuals that are involved with that, and in prison. And that's the truth about it. So, you know, all this back and forth is nonsense, you know. And what makes it even worse is like Dubs made a video kind of talking against it or thing. It's the worst example, you know. It's people that have told, you know, that are arguing about telling, you know what I mean? And here he is on YouTube doing his thing, you know, with a line of subscribers, like it doesn't matter. And that there's no arguing. You can't argue it, man. The dude's on YouTube with a bunch of followers, bunch of people that still digging his get down, and he's talking about things he shouldn't talk about because of who he is and where he's been and the way everything went down. He should be talking about that stuff somewhere else, not on social media, but instead he wants to talk about when he was in Pelican Bay, when he put in some work over here, and he's talking about like if he's active, you know, where, you know, he dropped the flag, you know, and paperwork has shown that yes, he told. If you say, hey man, those guys that wear yellow shirts with polka dots, man, if you put me out there, they're gonna kill me. That's telling. You know what I mean? Anyways, everybody knows Dubs told. It's not a secret. But as far as snitching being allowed across the board, where Chicanos could snitch and Mexicans could snitch and Paisas could snitch, so can blacks. So can whites. And they do. Okay? But it's not allowed in a certain type of lifestyle when we live by rules that are different from those people. Okay? And trust me, if you're a regular and you live in those rules and you do something like that, you're gonna get dealt with. And it's just simple. It's just that's simple, you know. So all this going back and forth and telling on these channels, oh, they're talking about me, and taking that one channel's taken down and sending emails, YouTube sending emails, man, all that going and crying and snitching to YouTube, I think it's snitching, and yes, there has been people of my race that have done that, and I made it clear that that's what I think that they did, was go snitch, go sniveling to YouTube that, hey, this person that, this person the other, and trying to get a channel shut down. That's just some bitch shit, and it is what it is. There's almost no channels that don't talk about somebody. That's what it doesn't matter if you're telling a story about somebody in prison or somebody that paroled and something. You're talking about other people. And if you want to get down to the nitty gritty, we're all snitching. We're all talking about things outside of ourselves. Okay, so knock it off. We could twist this and spin it all kinds of ways. The truth is, black snitch, Mexican snitch, everybody snitches. All races snitch. Okay, but not all groups. All groups don't snitch. And it's not accepted to certain groups. So, you guys gotta get it right in your mind, man. If you're a civilian and you don't care about none of this politics and about these rules, chances are you're gonna get up on the stand and you're gonna sing your ass off. But if you live by certain rules and carry yourself to a certain standard, you're not going to do it. And the people that do live that life and carry themselves that same way, if you do that and they find out, there's going to be serious consequences. And that's just the way it's been. It's always been that way. It's nothing new. So I don't know where these brothers are getting their information from and stuff. I'm thinking probably somebody who is no good snitched on them, and if that's the case, it's not that they were allowed to snitch, it's that they did it, and they don't care if they took a chance, and if they get caught in this paperwork, they know they're going to get it, and they're probably wanted for something anyways, but honestly, if I had to make an assessment who testified more in court, man, I don't know. Too many people, too many RAZA that has testified, but I do know some, and they're on the shit list. But there's been a lot of blacks too that I know have been up there on that stand. I've been in the courtroom when they're up there singing their asses off. So, it is what it is, people. This is a stupid argument, and people got it twisted. That's the truth, Anyways, thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate you guys. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, because I know this is going to turn into something, into a bigger conversation, a more deeper conversation. And there's more to it. This is just the baseline idea of why this happens, in my opinion, and keep that in mind when you watch this video. This is my opinion. This is what I've seen, and what I've experienced. Anyways, thank you for watching. I hope to see you on the next video. God bless you. God bless your family. Stay safe, people. Stay free. Above all things, stay free, so we could be out here and enjoying life and doing what we can for our families when we can and whenever they call upon us. I'm going to go have me some delicious hot chili verde that my wife is making right now. And I'm going to kick back and watch some movies, kick my shoes off, hit my recliner, and I'm going to just chill, and I have to worry about lights out, take it back to your cell. And if I want, I'll go take another shower and kick it in there until I'm nice and relaxed. Not, have to get into the shower before recall and all that. Nah, man, you don't want to live that life. You want to be free in every sense of the word. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you on the next video. Thank you very much.